been missed, as I know you guys have missed me. So thank you for joining. If you are interested in booking with me, I am over at blackspectrumnetwork.com. You can go to blackspectrumnetwork.com/Soleil, SOLE. If you want to leave a love offering, just go ahead and do so at either the PayPal or the Cash App that's circulating below. Had Shanquella passed away before her mother was called? What can you tell us about the timing of her passing? Had she already passed before her mother was called? Any wisdom you can share is greatly appreciated. Thank you, Amber, so much. That I'm going to ask that question next. Were there red flags before the trip? And then after Amber's question, I know that Love Goddess had some questions. She put them on my Instagram, so I'm going to look on my IG and address her questions as well. If you guys are not following me on Instagram already, you should be. My Instagram is just my name, Hunsi Soleil. I'm on a little bit of a sabbatical for the month of November, but typically I do weekly forecasts on my Instagram, and I take questions from the audience every Sunday. So if you ever want to come through and get a weekly reading from me, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry on this camera in front of y'all. I'm not going to do it. Yes, baby, they lied to her. She had passed. They lied to her. They lied to that mother. They lied to that poor woman. In the first row, we have the 5 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, and the 7 of Cups. 5 of Cups, again, that card of depression, that card of sadness, of regret. So they were in a deep, whoever spoke to the mother on the phone was in a space of deep regret and fear around what they were covering up. 3 of Swords, heartbreak, severe wounds to the heart. So they were lying because they wanted to postpone or evade the heartbreak, but also they were heartbroken. They were heartbroken over the fact that this went way too far. 7 of Cups, purposeful confusion, trying to confuse the mother, trying to confuse her in a way that delayed the results, delayed the reality of what they had to deal with. So absolutely, they lied to that woman. That poor baby was already dead. Second row, we have the 2 of Wands, the 2 of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. They were trying to hold her off in order to construct a plan. They were trying to lie in order to get time to plan for the future, to figure out how to move forward. 2 of Wands is a card of planning for the future. 2 of Cups, so this shows the people conspiring together in partnership, trying to work together, right? Shared goals, partnership. And then we end with that trusty 7 of Swords, the thief card, the liar, the manipulator. They lied to that woman. They lied to that woman. And she, Soleil, keep it together. You are on camera. They lied to that woman. They lied to that woman. My socials, I'm on Instagram at Hunsi Soleil. Hunsi is, y'all see my name right there? It's exactly like that on my Instagram, at Hunsi Soleil. You can find me. Join the Melanated Witchcraft group on Facebook. I'm always posting stuff in that group. I also have a business page on Facebook, Soleil's Conjure Shop. My website is www.soleil, Conjure Shop. So definitely check me out there. And you can always book readings with me by going to Black Spectrum Network and just clicking on my profile. Amber wanted to know if there were red flags before the trip. Okay, so I'm gonna do answers. Amber's question, and then I'm going to look into the Love Goddess's questions, and then we'll wrap up from there, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spiritual. What can you tell me about Shanquella's awareness before she went on this trip? Were there any red flags that she ignored? Did she have any negative hunches before getting to Cabo? If so, what can you tell us about the nature of those red flags and those hunches? Any wisdom you can share at this time is greatly appreciated, and we thank you for your insights. Thank you, Denisha. Definitely hit the scale emoji, you guys. Also, if you guys are enjoying this, if you're having a good time, leave a love offering. You can leave me a love offering at my Cash App or via PayPal. My information is scrolling at the bottom in the ticker. So any, whatever amount you feel like giving, just to let me know that you're here with me, that you're enjoying this, that you like the information that I'm giving to you through spirit. Shanquella really didn't want to go on this trip. She didn't want to go on this trip. She was guilted into going because of her finances. She was guilted into going because agreements were made. Things happened, I want to say, within the 3 months before the trip, and she wanted to back out. There was a part of her that felt like she had to go to keep her commitment. She felt like she had to go to keep her commitment and to show that she was a loyal friend. In the first row, we have the King of Swords, we have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Two of Pentacles. King of Swords, so it's not like she didn't know who she was dealing with. King of Swords energy is very aware. They're very aware, and they're also really good, for the most part, at cutting people off when they need to. And that was part of, I don't remember what question it was, but I said this earlier, that she was going through an elevation and a metamorphosis. So she was at the point where she realized that some of these people she couldn't really be around or fuck with anymore, right? So yeah, she actually had a deep awareness of how volatile and how out of alignment with her these other people were, right? But again, we have that Nine of Wands, exhaustion, being worn out, being resilient, priding yourself on being resilient to your detriment, right? So even though her right mind, she knew that there was a lot of trifling energy, a lot of backstabby energy around her, but she got worn down about going and staying on this trip, right? And also there was a part of her that felt like, well, I can't let people make me not want to go. It was almost like her trying to prove that they can't, irritate her into not going, right? So she felt definitely like she had something to prove by going, even though she knew that it wasn't the right thing to do, even though she knew she was feeling red flags. She knew that they were going to irritate the shit out of her. Also, and this Two of Pentacles keeps coming up. These other bitches couldn't afford this trip. So she knew that if she didn't go, that they wouldn't be able to take the trip. She knew that they were balancing their pennies, that they were clutching their coins, and she knew that if she weren't there, that the trip probably wouldn't happen. And that's also connected to that Nine of Wands. Like, I have to just be resilient. I have to go and I have to get over myself for the sake of the group kind of bullshit, right? Bottom row, we have the Ten of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Even though she knew that she was elevating past this friendship group, there was a part of her that very much longed for old times. She wanted to at least have one more hurrah with this group of people, one more positive memory. She has shared a lot of positive memories with this group. There was a time where they were a huge source of joy for her. So she wanted to, her hope was that she could have that again. That if they just got in a place in a beautiful surrounding that was, they could actively construct that Ten of Cups, joyous, friendship, loving community dynamic, right? Now, this is where it gets interesting. She missed her homegirls. She had a lot of things go well in her life and she wanted to celebrate with her friends, right? Because Three of Cups is a card of celebrating with friends. But Three of Cups is also a card of bitches toasting to your downfall. People gossiping behind your back. People being really, really petty, right? So, unfortunate reality is, even though she wanted this really, really bad, what she ended up getting was this. A bunch of bitches toasting to her downfall, wanting to see her, wanting to spill her cups. That's the reality of the situation. But even with all that going on, she made herself go anyway. Short answer to your question, Amber, yeah. She knew that there were red flags. She knew that there were red flags and they were going off hard for her. But because she had such a longing to get that old thing back, she went ahead and she charged forward and went anyway. Knight of Wands, right? And let that be a lesson for all of us. You can't get that old thing back. Whether it's a nigga or a girl that you're dating, when things go sour, a lot of times you can't go back into the past. You have to deal with the reality of your present and let that present inform your future. But short answer, yes, she knew there were red flags. She knew something was off, but she went anyway. She went anyway out of that sense of longing to recover something that she once had with her friends. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to be sensitive on camera. Thug life, hardcore. All right. So I want to ask the questions that Love Goddess had. So give me 1 second. While I'm looking up Love Goddess's questions, guys, hit me with some scale emojis. Show me some love. If you guys have some additional questions that I did not answer, go ahead and put those down below so that I can make sure. Love Goddess wants to know what Spirit has to say about this situation. And she wants to know, we already know that. We already went over that. Her friends did harm her. They did harm her. But let's see if there's anything that we don't already know about the situation that Spirit wants us to be aware of. And if there's anyone else that has a question, go ahead and Amber, I just was having this conversation with Love Goddess and Venus. And that is the curse of being a Taurus, right? We come off hardcore. We come off hella strong. But baby, we are sensitive. We really are. And it's one of my most frustrating character traits that I'm a crybaby. If y'all could have seen the way that my nephew was side-eyeing me because I was crying at the end of Wakanda Forever, y'all would, that is going to be forever etched in my memory. But yes, Tauruses are crybabies. Taurus women, I can't speak for Taurus men, but Taurus women are crybabies. But let's see if there's anything that Spirit wants us to know about this situation that we don't already know. Spirits that walk with me, elevated ancestors, what do we need to know about the Shanquella situation that we don't already know? What are the insights that we need to walk away from with the situation? Is there anything that the family needs to know or that we as a public need to know that we don't already know at this time? Any wisdom you share with us is deeply appreciated. We will cuss you out, and yes, and if you raise your voice, we will weep. Another thing about us, my old self, my pre-priestess self, when I used to fight and throw these hands a lot, I have on more than one occasion beat a bitch up while crying. And that is the most psychotic Taurus shit on the planet. We will have a fight. We will knock the shit out of somebody and weep for the fact that we had to hit them in the face. Denisha wants to know if there will be justice. That's a great question, Denisha. I'm going to ask that after I finish with the Love Goddess's question. Josette said they dated a Taurus and he was more sensitive than he wanted people. We are very sensitive. We're the earth. we're the body, we're the tangible. So we feel things very, very deeply. And people know that about water signs, but it's not something, I guess, that they expect from earth signs, because they just focus on the stability part. So this is really interesting, and I'm gonna light my Palo Santo while I go through this message. So what Spirit wants us to know, Spirit isn't really giving me insight about the case in particular. It's more of advice that they have for us so we don't find ourselves in these kind of situations. It's funny because this case has a lot of parallels between I believe her name was Kanika Johnson or Kanika Jackson. Do you guys remember that Black lady that was friends with all them white people and she went to the sleepover and they murdered her? Y'all remember that a couple years ago? There's a lot of parallels between this situation and that story. And Spirit wants us to understand that this can happen more easily than we choose to acknowledge it. So there's some insights that they have about that they want us to walk away with. So I'm going to give us that advice, and I'm going to answer Denisha's question about whether or not there will be justice, okay? The first row, we have the Queen of Cups. We have the Sun card, which was stuck to the Five of Cups, okay? And so I'm going to read them together. And then we have the King of Cups. So you guys know that I always say whenever the royal couple shows up in a reading, it's hitting that point hard as hell, right? So the fact that we have both the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups in this first row means that we really, really have to work on our emotional stability, right? Queen of Cups is a great nurturer, but she only can be a great nurturer when her own cup is full. So we have to learn to take care of ourselves, right? We can't be self-sacrificial. We can't do things that we know we don't want to do or that we shouldn't be doing because we're over concerned with the emotional health of other people. The only thing that that's going to do is get you to a place where you have an empty pitcher and your emotions are running dry. So the main advice here is stop doing shit to take care of other people. Focus on taking care of yourself. Because if your cup is not full, if your needs are not met, what's the point of taking care of other people? You're only giving them from your crumbs. And she didn't necessarily have crumbs, but she knew she was emotionally tapped out, and she knew that she didn't want to be around these people like that. And she went anyway, right? The Sun card is connected to or stuck to the Five of Cups, and I don't think that this is by coincidence. Focus on yourself. Focus on your joy. Stand in your pride in who you are. If you are around people that make you feel bad for what's going good in your life and they have to tear you down in order to feel good about themselves, don't fuck with them. That is the number one red flag. You should not have to play small for not now, motherfucker. This is a Leo energy. Do you know a Leo that can't tell you 7 things that's bomb about them in the first 3 minutes of meeting them? You should be able to stand in your pride and your power and your passion. And if it makes the next bitch depressed, so what? Don't give your energy to anybody that makes you feel like you got to be small to be around them. These were a bunch of bitches that wanted to benefit from her light, benefit from her coin, but they wanted her to be small and sit in the corner while they did it. That's sick. That is a sick ass, narcissistic ass energy. So let that be a lesson for us. Anybody who needs us to be small does not love us. They are not a friend. They ain't got a friend in them. They don't have a friend in them. Okay? So don't think that they can be friend to you. They are not capable of being a friend. Stop using substances to escape from your emotions. Stop drinking to escape from your emotions. Stop pill popping to escape from your emotions. You cannot stand in your logic, your compassion, in your leadership if you are using substances to run from your pain and your feelings. I bet you every one of those people have deep regret for what happened. They are deeply shamed, and they should be. Because if they were in their right minds, And if they weren't drinking to high heaven, and if they weren't relying on substances, they could have acted in a way that was much better, much more logical. If you are using substances to the point where you don't even understand your emotions anymore, that's a problem, okay? Bottom row, we have the King of Wands, the World card, and the Four Swords. The thing I love about the King of Wands, and the thing that a lot of people hate about the King of Wands, is King of Wands ain't gonna make space for you if you can't benefit them. They don't give a fuck. They're not going to make space for you in their life or in their career if they cannot benefit from you. And that may sound narcissistic, that may sound predatory, but it's actually not. Why am I friends with people that I can't learn from? Why am I friends with people who can't get into the club without my name? Why am I friends with people who literally don't know how to pay their own way? This is the businessman, right? This is the politician. So they're always enrolling other people in their vision for the future, for their life. So they're not going to be friends with somebody who not only can't benefit them, but is actively speaking against their future and the vision that they have for themselves. We need to learn from that, and we need to move that way, okay? The World card. You can't just think about this moment. You have to think about the future. If you are stuck in a situation where you're always thinking, okay, I just got to get through this moment, I just got to get through this moment, you're doing life wrong. And she went into this trip feeling like it was just a situation that she needed to suffer through. That's not good. We end with the Four Swords. Now's a time for rest. Now's a time for recuperation. Now's the time to take care of yourself. Now's the time, and that rest is not just for taking care of yourself, it's so that you can be tapped into your intuition. We do so much dreaming. There's so much information that comes to us through the dream world. She had gotten downloads about this trip before she went. She probably had some nightmares or some weird dreams and she ignored them. So now's the time, if you are not already keeping a dream journal, start doing that shit. But don't just look at your rest as something that you just do with idle time. No. Rest helps us recover so that we can be tapped into spirit. And we need to see it that way. Start paying attention to those downloads you get in your dreams, because most of the time, spirit, your ancestors are telling you something. I can't tell you how many dreams I've just had in the last 2 months where spirit was snitching on folks to me. Listen to those dreams. Don't just ignore them. Don't just tell yourself you're paranoid. There's information there. So I hope that this is helpful, because this outlines everything that spirit wants us to know so that we don't find ourselves in a situation like this. Thank you, Godfather. Thank you. Everybody should be hitting this scale emoji, because I'm reading my ass off right now. I really am. I'm reading my ass off. So make sure you hit that scale emoji. So I'm going to ask one last question and we're going to wrap up for tonight. We didn't even get to Blueface. Y'all like, fuck Blueface. What's a Blueface? We don't care about that. So that just means I'm going to have to come back in a few more days to do another reading. And, I'll fit him in during that reading. But I'm nosy and I want to know about this alleged murder case that he got. But, we got stuff to do. I got to go talk to my god babies. I can't be on here all night. But we'll just focus on Shanquella tonight, and then we'll do Blueface another time, okay? Ancestors, will Shanquella's family get justice? Will they receive justice? Hugan said no, dude. Okay, I got you, Hugan. So I'm going to do this last question on Shanquella, and then I'll do a couple of Blueface questions. Denisha, Lanice, would you be so kind as to reach out to Prestige and Bada Agree and let them know that I will be a couple minutes late? I will greatly appreciate y'all. All right. Ancestors, angels, and masters. Will Shanquella's family receive justice? Will they get justice for her murder? Will they receive justice in this situation? Any wisdom that you can give us about the family and whether or not they will receive justice is greatly appreciated. Thank you, Denisha. I appreciate you so much. You want me to remove the StreamYard frame? I don't know how to do that, sir. I'll try in a second. Oh, Manzela, you said you ready to be nosy about Blueface? Okay, perfect. You got to help me out, Balin. You got to give me a couple Blueface questions. So we will definitely read on Blueface. I haven't even taken one sip of my White Claw. I've just been going. I'll do it after this. Okay. Yes, they will get justice. It's going to be a fight, but they're going to get justice. In the first row, we have the Five of Wands, the Fool, the Three of Pentacles, clarified by the Hangman. So in the beginning, it's going to be a fight. People are going to continue to lie. They're going to continue to present them with confusing information. And it's going to become petty. It's going to be a lot of petty disputes and arguments, right? So they're going to continue to get false information. I feel like some of these idiots that were in Cabo are going to go as far as to speak ill on the family or be confrontational with the family, but it is going to be a little bit chaotic in the beginning. Sheer will, sheer belief that they're supposed to keep up, that they're supposed to keep going on this journey, it's what's going to work in their favor. So they're going to take every risk that they can think of. They're going to uncover every rock that they can think of. They are going to keep going until they get their answers. So they will definitely, they're going to get justice. We have the Three of Pentacles clarified by the Hangman. Three of Pentacles is community, is teamwork and collaboration. I think so much of the public is disgusted by what happened. I think I would not be surprised if people who've experienced other situations similar to this don't step up and reach out to the family to help them. So they're going to get a lot of support. I doubt that they'll have to pay for legal counsel, but they're going to get a lot of support from unexpected places. And they're going to receive a lot of information that changes their understanding of what took place with this hangman. I think particularly the mother is submitting to what has taken place. And she's literally like, she's at a place where she's ready to make this her life. She will make it her life's work to fight and to figure out. Even if she has to turn her whole world upside down, she's going to do what she needs to do to get more information. In the bottom row, we have the Ten of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Death card. Again, community is going to pour into them. They really want to see them win. They have too much love. This is a family so I talked a lot about Shanquella being well-liked and well-loved, but the family is well-liked and well-loved as well. So a lot of people are going to want to see them get the answers, get what they need. We have the Six of Wands, which is meeting your milestones, right? Hitting milestones and getting accolades and support from peer group. So people are going to want to see her, the mother, get answers. A lot of people are going to want to see her get answers, and they want to see her get closure. Closure is the word that I'm getting. They want to see her get closure so that she can move forward. It's going to be hard, but they're going to want to see her have this, right? And then we end with the Death card, again, transformation, moving forward. So yes, she's definitely going to get closure in this situation. There will be justice. Until next time, it will be a lot shorter than 3 months. Can't say when you'll see me next, but you guys will see me soon. Thank you for joining. Please take care. And until next time, bye.
So fuel my fire, take